I am excited for today's stream. I am also quite nervous for today's stream because it has been hectic preparing for it, because instead of doing our usual, I'm going to do a bullet journal spread. You guys can copy along, bullet journal while you do it, whatever. Today we are going to do a little bit more of like crafting type stuff. It will still be bullet journaling related. One of the tools we'll be using is wax seal stamps and stuff today, so that can be something you incorporate in your bullet journal. And then we'll also be doing a little bit of lettering, which is also great to use in your bullet journal and practice. We're going to do more of like a calligraphy like type font. I'm not very good at calligraphy, so it's going to be practice for me, a learning experience. It's going to be a learning experience for you guys. But that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to do lots of crafting, and it's going to be fun. Just a reminder, if you guys like my streams here, Twitch has this weird thing where they like delete after weeks. So all of my previous streams are on my YouTube channel, also L.I.L journaling. And if you want more bullet journaling content, reading journal content, what I'm reading, whatever, it's also on my Instagram. So there's that for you. And then unfortunately, I had planned to like make a nice materials list so you guys can copy along. I will post that later on Instagram and on YouTube, because today was just so freaking hectic to I ran out of time, lost track of time, and so I had to like throw everything together really fast. But I'm pretty sure I have everything I need, so that's that. Let's get into what we're doing. So, if you have been following me on Instagram, I got some spooky bottles that I wanted to decorate and create labels for. And so, essentially what I've done in advance is I've done the longer part of the decorating. So, for example, this is one of the bottles I got. I already did the painting for it, and I already melted some wax onto it to give it this nice cool look. So this is wax. I will make sure that is set. And so here's another bottle that I did. It's nice and cute. I like the topper. All of these have toppers. And then here's another bottle I did. So I did the painting part yesterday. There are also some bottles that aren't completely decorated yet, just because the decoration isn't as much. Like, for these bottles, their decoration will mostly be the wax seal toppers that we will create today. And this one will have a cool little washi design along this middle part that I will then use, because this one has lights. It lights up! It's so cute! But this one will have a washi design along it and that type of thing, so that when it lights up, it like projects an image on the wall. So we will also be doing some cool washi designs and using washi tape to like create shapes and stuff. So that's kind of the plan today. We're going to do one bottle at a time, and I'm going to walk you through what I did for each of these bottles, like to begin with, like some of them I already started and stuff, and then we'll go through what we're doing after. So let's set all these down on my little table here. So we're going to do one bottle at a time and all that jazz. So let's go here. And then you'll notice I have this nice little cloth down. This is my crafting cloth, or my painting one. See, as you can see, it has lots of paint stains on it. And so the whole point of it is that if I'm doing a messy project, I can do it on this instead. And my camera's a little higher so that I can show you stuff a bit more. You can see some of our supplies down the side. Okay, let's talk supplies. First thing is I have this L.I.L crate wax seal set that I'll be using. Now this wax seal set is a little different because this one acts as a little candle and stuff, and that's how it melts the wax. And then here's the seal itself. It's a little book with a heart in it. So I'll be using this today. And then I have some other wax seals. This one has an M and this one has an L. Those are for my initials and stuff. So I might be using these a bit more because it's still in that nice fancy lettering style that I may want to use on some of these. This is another wax seal set I have. I got it for funsies. It has a pineapple on it. I don't know if I'll use this one as much, but I will be using the gold wax for sure. I have some glue, craft glue I got from the dollar store. I have yet to get Mod Podge. I literally forgot to get it at the store, so I will Mod Podge these like afterwards, and not Mod Podge, or seal them, or whatever I need to seal them. I'll get that later. I also have some gold washi tape, and then my paintbrush for the glue. This is a special spoon. This is my wax melting spoon. It is the one spoon in my house dedicated to melting wax. I have a candle off to the side. I didn't know like if it was okay to like burn stuff on camera, so that is off to the side so that when I'm melting wax, it'll be over there. Then I got some lovely markers. They're Sharpies and my King Arts for the lettering. Since I'm not that good at lettering, I'm usually just using the fine tip to kind of outline what I want to letter, and then I'll like fill in the strokes as needed. I have a craft knife as well, so I'll be using that. Scissors, and then I got some paper here. These 3 sheets I tried to dye using like tea, but my tea wasn't strong enough in color, so they just kind of look a little off-white weird. These are, I got this like tiny little notebook, and it's like handmade leather and paper. I got some things in here, like some fun leaves. Anyway, it's really cute, and I tore some pages from it, and they're handmade, and you can kind of see like there's some flower, or that's a leaf embedded in it, so I have that. And then these were a freebie from Nomad Moon Magic, and they will also be used for labels. And then I have my ruler, and the bottles I'll be using today, I got all but 4 of them I got at the dollar store, the big ones. And then these 2 little bad boys I got from Target Dollar Spot. So, just so you guys know. That's our extensive material list. So let's get started. I'm going to put up my little design thingy, and we are going to start with this bottle. So, the way I did this bottle, and I'm going to grab a light for it because I do need to show you guys something important when it comes to this bottle. So the way I painted this bottle is I used a black sponge underneath it, so here. So you can kind of see through it when it's held up to the light here. So I just kind of use a sponge to dab it all over this first. So that's layer number 1. And I did a very thin layer of that. And then, we should turn the light off. Okay. So that's layer number 1. And then the second thing I did is, because I only have like gold and purple like melting wax specifically for wax seals, I used a crayon and I melted it, and I just kind of like poured it here at the top with the bottle held at an angle so it would fall down in this cute random way. And so that's how I did this part. So all of this is crayon, and it's kind of funny because if I rub this on a piece of paper, it will like write because it's crayon. I think it's hilarious. But I also got this at the dollar store. We're going to use it to put olive oil in it, which you guys will now understand the lovely pun I am about to make with our label for this. Okay, so that's how I did this so far. And one thing to note when it comes to wax seals, if you are using a wax seal like this, buy only like the wax it gives you. So like if it comes with wax, or there's like specific wax seal wax, only use that. I tried to use crayons with one of these ones, like melt it down and be like, oh, I wanted like blue, so I'll melt down my blue crayon and make a blue wax seal. No, it doesn't work like that, okay? It doesn't. So, time to make a label, and we need a lot of space on it, so actually we're gonna go with this one because that looks like it fits its vibe. Or should we do this one? And we can cut it down. Yeah, we'll do the moon on it. No, we're doing this one. Huh. Okay. So, the label for this one. So some of these labels that we're making today, some of them may be puns or weird jokes or like potion labels or references to things. This one is going to be a pun. and I'm very excited to do it. I need a pencil. So that's what we're going to start by doing. I have, this is my pencil case for spooky season. It's a hollow book that my dad got me, and I'm so excited. I've loved using it, and it's so weird how all my stationery fits in here so nicely. So my pencil and sharpener just in case. Okay. And I'm actually going to use this box as a hard surface. So, cool. First things first, so I have these little cutouts that tell me how to do shapes and stuff, because I'm not good at them. And so we're going to sketch out what we want it to say, and then I will go over it with a black Sharpie so it has this nice black font. You'll see my process as it goes, okay? So, I'm going to focus like really hard on this because I do not want to mess it up. But yeah. So with this calligraphy font, I think it's called like, it might be called like Gothic or something. I'm not sure exactly. But it's based heavily on like upstrokes and downstrokes and like the thickness of it. So my process is I'm going to do all the strokes like thin first, and then I will go in after and make them thicker. So let's do this. And I'm going to do all lowercase because I feel like that is what needs to happen. And some of these are going to look really bad, and I apologize in advance. But I'm trying really hard. I did some practice with it last night. Essentially what I did is I have started my work on my 2023 yearly reading journal, and so with it I have been with my 2023 reading journal, I've kind of liked this font with it, so that's a huge W. Hold up. I kind of practiced this last night with it. So, this stream is going to be fun and messy all at once. I'm not going to have enough room with the way I'm doing it so far. Okay, first I should probably cut this to size. We're going to redo this. Okay. Cut this down. We're going to write a whole lot smaller. This whole stream is going to be a lot of trial and error, by the way. Okay. I kind of made that fit. You're going to have to, like, write really small on this, by the way, if you guys are following along. And I may need to, like, add a second paper to make this longer. Just going to encompass the whole world. Okay, let's do some chatting while I do this. Let's talk about, okay, one thing I will say as I do this is that, like, I am an adult, I know fire safety, and that type of thing. So with the wax seals, if you do have them, if you're new to them, make sure you, like, if you're really young, get a parent to help you use them. Be careful with fire. Wax seals are very difficult to use if you're not used to them, and they can be, like, burn you and stuff. So I will say that about this stream as we're crafting and stuff. Let's talk about my recent reads. So I think last stream I mentioned I was reading A Winter's Promise, and I finished that book, like, last weekend, like, on Friday. And golly gee, has this book made me very upset. So I finished A Winter's Promise last weekend, and I was like, I love this book. It's an arranged marriage type thingy that's going on, and so it's really cute, and I love the characters, and I love the relationship, and, like, the guy's, like, low-key falling for the girl even though she still doesn't like him and stuff. So I love that about this book. And then golly gee, sorry, I'm trying to focus. So I loved how book 1 ended. It's very stressful. This book is, like, it is, I like the relationship, and they've made it very, like, a part of the book as a whole. So our main character, she's, like, prone to clumsiness, and then the guy she's arranged to marry with is, like, very orderly, neat, and literally can, like, solve anything, super smart, great at thinking of the future and stuff. But then, so he's betrothed to, like, this girl of absolute chaos. And so he has to deal with that. And so one of the main things with this book is, like, anything that could go wrong when it comes to this girl does go wrong, and it's hilarious all at once. And I absolutely love it. But so anything that can go wrong will go wrong with this girl. And so she's, like, literally thwarting on his plans, but also somehow doing it, like, really well. Like, anytime he tries to, like, say, hey, chill out, like, stay hidden, she'll, like, go and investigate something or figure it out. So I really like that about the characters and with the book. And so I finished this first one. I also finished the second one, like, yesterday. So that was fun too. And I'm very obsessed with him and all that jazz. And the characters and the romance, like, this couple is literally together, like, 5 scenes together in, like, book 1, and then, like, maybe a couple more in book 2. But you're like, oh my gosh, I love them so much. they are so cute together. And it's the cutest thing because the way the guy is falling for her, and he's like, the guy that's falling for her is like this big giant of a man. He's like always looks angry, very grumpy, very orderly, very neat. And then every once in a while he'll just like look at her and be like, I'm getting used to you. Or he'll just say like very small subtle things that you're just like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. Like, he just, essentially what he said is I love you, but he doesn't know how to say it, so he's using like weird big words and smart um, treasury jargon because he's a treasurer and stuff. It's crazy. I love it. So, I really like the books so far, and it's a 4-book series, so I suggest you read it. It is called The Winter's Promise, by the way, so you guys know that. And stuff, so definitely pick it up if you need like a good fantasy romance and stuff. Okay. Cool. So I got it all written out and stuff. And as I've like practiced this like while writing it today, I've like kind of gotten used to it a bit more, so I am happy about this. I'm gonna flip this over. Okay. So now I'm gonna take this pen and kind of go over all my lines that I've created so far, so it's just like a thin font still. And yeah, if this one would like to work. Okay. But yeah, so that's all I've been reading this week is Winter's Promise. And its second book, Missing of Claire de Lune. I think it's like the book was like originally done in France, so there's a good deal of French words in it that I don't know how to say right, so in my head I just kind of like either like fill it in with a word that I know or not, so because my brain's like, oh, I don't know how to say that, so we're just gonna keep going and pretend I do. So that's how that works. I forgot a letter. Oh no. Okay, I can do this. I know how this one works. Line. A little taller. Okay. And you guys are starting to see where this is going, I think. Once again, I do not claim to be a master of calligraphy. I am like learning as I go. So, first half of the label on this bottle, last words of olive oil. Hee hee. Hee hee. Second half of this label. And these are going to be the last words. hope you guys can see where this is going, because this is like the best pun I could find, and I think it will be hilarious. And I think, whether my husband likes it or not, this may be our permanent olive oil bottle, even past Halloween. So, sorry for him. Okay. It says, "Don't worry, I'll live." For olive, because it sounds like I'll live, but it's olive, and his name, and it's olive oil. Now, I don't like how these kind of look on the front together, but I could do like flip it over, and that's where the last words are. So, thank you, Joe Penn. I'm glad you like it. So, I think that's how I'll do it. So, but we still have to work on this calligraphy here. So now this is where we kind of add the thicker lines to it and stuff. So L, I think it's like all the downstrokes get thicker, and then all the ones that are like this, that are like going from top left to bottom right, essentially. But it's really difficult. My hair got stuck on my pen. Now, if you guys did want to go a little farther with these labels, because I did like try to tea dye them. It didn't turn out super well, but they are kind of a little bit more off-white. With tea dyeing, just make sure, like, the way I did it, I should have done it to make it like darker and thicker so that's easier to see, is make sure that like it's a small amount of water with like a whole tea bag and stuff, so it makes it nice and dark. And like kind of dip it, set down, probably dip it more than once in the tea. So that's just my advice. Okay. But yeah. And then you could also, if be safe with candles. Like have water around you and stuff just in case. I make sure I do, and all that jazz. So like be safe with candles if you're using them for wax sealing or for making the edges a little burned. And the best way I suggest to do this is to kind of just dip the corner into the candle, get the corner burning, lift it like downward so the flame trails up, and kind of like it won't burn the paper, but it'll leave like a scorch mark, and then quickly blow it out. So this is a very fast process. Take practice, be careful, do it with bigger pieces of paper first, like in a controlled environment with a parent or somebody else nearby, so you don't burn anything down. Be safe when it comes to candles on fire, guys. But using it could be a way to add to these papers. So yeah. Dun-da-da. How do I do E? Okay. Okay. This one's kind of thickened up a bit. It's not the best calligraphy you will ever see, but I am proud of my work so far. Now for the other side. The other one. Thicken up. Lovely dots first. Okay. I've written the O so many times with this that like I pretty much know how to do it at this point. Like the O, very easy to me. And then like I'm kind of, as I'm going, I'm kind of like, okay, anything that's rounded is going to be like a nice little V shape around it. Turning O's into hexagons. Okay. Now to put these bad boys on. Oh, I need to grab something. Hold up. Give me a hot sec. Okay. I am back. Where's the right headphone I was listening to? Okay. So, at Sonic, for a while they had, if you guys heard of mini brands, they're just like miniature versions of like food products or toys or whatever. And Sonic had their own version of it in the kids' toys, but they weren't as small. And so like, here's a tiny little Sonic tray, because I like miniature things, so I had to get some. And my husband works at Sonic, so he brought me a lot. And so I'm using this one kind of like as a paint palette. I used it yesterday, which is why it's got some ink on it. But today, and right now, we're going to move that. Also, with today's crafts, I do suggest having paper towels nearby as well. I have a little pile here, especially when it comes to wax melting. I'll explain of that more. So, essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this craft glue that I got, pour some on here, and then I'm going to paint it onto like this so that I'll paint it onto the back, stick it, and then I'll kind of paint it over the top and stuff so that it kind of stays. And hopefully it'll work out. And this, and the paintbrush I'm using, it's kind of one that's like dying on me, so that's why I'm using it, because all that jazz. So let's do this. Okay. Little glue. Nice dollop. Seal it back up. Let's get painting. This also works like really well with the like Elmer's like bottle glue and stuff. I would have wanted to use it. I just did not have it, so I'm working with what I have. First things first is I'm going to kind of paint the edges down. And then I'll paint over the rest. Okay. Look at that! Ah! I love it. Okay. I'm going to like be honest with you guys. Most of this is like 100% experimentation, so. This one's going to be more difficult because I don't want to like set this down and get it stuck to the thing. So we're going to hold it up at this lovely angle. First we're going to leave that standing up actually. Paint this. Get it nice and sticky. If you guys are artsy, craftsy like I am, always have a set of things that will be used for like getting destroyed with your projects. And so, the great thing about this is that either way we turn it, we will know what it says. We will know that it is olive oil. And I really want to kind of like throw a party now and make sure I have this like on the table and stuff. Now my glue will require me like 24 hours to dry, so you will probably not see the finished product like it completely until tomorrow. Also, I have not put any substances in any of these bottles until I am complete with them 100%, like I'm done decorating, because I don't want to be like using paint and then it's accidentally like get in the bottle while I have oil in it or it to spill. So there's our first bottle, our nice spooky boy. I'm so excited to use this and show my husband, and I'm very happy with it. So, and I will make sure to post like all the complete bottles tomorrow as well. So we are gonna set this over here, and I'm gonna grab a paintbrush water cup too, because I need a water cup for this paintbrush so I can clean it and make sure it doesn't. Okay, paintbrush, water cup, so it will not completely die on me and be forever gluey. Okay, you will go right there. Come on. Oh, I don't want that on camera because I worry. But, cool. So that is our first bottle done. If the glue jar is on here, I don't really care that much because I can pick it off because it's glue. Okay, first bottle done. I'm so happy with how that turned out. Very excited. Oh, I love it. Okay. On to the next bottle, which is this one. So let's do a revamp. Kind of scooch things I'm not using currently out of the way. So let me look at this. So let's also grab my thing again. So this one I also used the sponge on it, and the whole purpose was to give it this nice, it has lovely like scale texture, so I used black and some green paint with my sponge brush. So I did a layer of black, very light, and then a layer of green and another layer of black to cover any spots that were too green, to give it this nice scaly texture. And I did the same for this cap, if it will come out. So the cap's a little thicker, but yeah. And then if we shine the light through it, okay, let me me see. Scroll up. Okay. So you can also see through this one. It's pretty cool. Oh, look, that looks magical. Top you can't see through as well, but yeah. So that's this bottle. And I made sure that when I was doing the layers that like I dipped my sponge in the paint and then I hid it like on the tray itself, like somewhere else, to get the biggest glob of paint off, and then I did the thinner globs afterwards and stuff. So that's how I did this. I got this bottle at the dollar store as well. And today, so this label is going to be a little bit more difficult. Ooh, I might do that. Okay. Or this one. I think this one will actually work. This big Nomad Moon Magic label. Okay. So, for this label, this one is going to hold hot chocolate for me because I love hot chocolate in the season. So I'm going to put some hot chocolate in it, and then so I can like dump it when I make hot chocolate. It's so cute. I like it. Okay, let me see. So it's going to have a green font is the main thing. Actually, this may work better because I don't want something super big on it. I might just do this one. Yes, okay. I like the way that looks actually. I'm going to cut off this corner. So with this one, we're also going to do more calligraphy. We're going to do the same type, but as we can see here, it is like, this is a very similar calligraphy. These are just the capital letters of the one I was using. And with this one, I want to do some of the capital letters and not just complete lowercase. And it will have a green font to it. So that's how we're changing it up now. Actually, I'm going to do something else real quick. Because I had turned my candle on to like use it, but I haven't done any of the wax stuff yet, so I don't want my candle to die before I'm done using it, because I am using a tea light. Tea lights are recommended for when you are melting wax, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay. So this one, we'll call it G, because the H is really freaking complicated looking. No. I'm very nervous to do this, if you guys could not tell. Now this one, I am very happy with the name that's going to go on this one. It will be called L.I.L's Broth, because it's hot chocolate, and it's hot, so it's hot drink. And it's broth. So, that's the title of this one. I'm very happy with it, so. Okay. Okay, we're making this, yes, actually no. Okay, weird things. There's so many extra flourishes to this, like, these guys, so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to go wham, 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 squirrel, squiggly. And we're going to wham, wham. That is how you do the H. That does not look like an H. Hi, Sid. Welcome to stream. Glad you're here. We are decorating some lovely spooky bottles. So this is my scale 1. It's going to have hot chocolate in it. And right now, I am trying to figure out how calligraphy works, so that's what we're doing. Because I'm really bad at calligraphy. And I will make sure you guys know it, so nobody's like, that's not how calligraphy works. I'm like, I know, wham, 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 swirl, squiggly, Love it. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's do this E. Okay. We're just going to keep the H, the capital one, will be the only capital letter we do, just so we can see if I can do this right, make it look good. And I also really don't want to do another letter, so everything else will be lowercase. Shouldn't you use a calligraphy pen? Okay. Yes. Technically I should. Or like at least a brush tip. However, I live in such, I'm not used to a calligraphy pen because one of the main things with it is that you have to keep your hand at like a specific, like your pen at the right angle the whole time so that it can do the thicker lines and the thinner lines and stuff. So, for this practice, because I want to make this look good, I am kind of doing my own method of I'm going to sketch out the word that I want to use, and then I'm going to take like a nice fine tip and do all like just a thin line of everything, and then I'll go in afterwards and add the thicker lines, just because I am not that good at calligraphy and I want sorry, I still want it to look good and stuff. So for example, since you joined late, here is my last model that we just completed. So as you can see, it has like thicker lines. It doesn't look entirely like calligraphy, but it has that small thing to it. So I did my best to kind of make it look good and spooky. So yeah, this is my olive oil bottle, if you could not tell. So that is why I'm not using a calligraphy pen. Okay. Okay. So, first step done. Second step, this is the scary one. Okay. H, complete. And I'll like bring it close to you guys as I complete it. I hope to practice in the future more with my calligraphy and lettering. One of the projects that I do want to start, I don't know if I'll be able to do it this year because I got a couple of things that I'm working on right now. But eventually I'm going to make like a small notebook that's dedicated to lettering and practicing it and making all types of cute stuff and actually learning, getting out a calligraphy pen and learning to use it and stuff. I'm not there yet, so, but I do want to improve my lettering, so this is what we got so far. Okay. So, Hell's Broth. That is an H. I don't like, I think after I add the thicker lines it'll look more like an H. So we'll see. Thick line. Thicker. So that, yeah, that kind of looks more like an H. That's kind of, we kind of got it. Okay. I kind of like the way that looks. Nice and spooky. And, okay. Because I want to add something to this, and I think it is going to be pretty great, so you guys will see in a sec. Take this bad boy. I'm not going to show it on stream, just because it may look not the best, so. I'm getting ashes all over me, but that's fine. Okay. 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 There we go. I have burnt it. So, there we go. So you can see there's some burn marks, crisped up, nice and cute. So, L.I.L's broth. I'm so excited. I like this a lot. So that there. Back to using our glue and our lovely bottle. So we're gonna pick this side. And we're gonna do what we did last time. So, take my paintbrush. Glue is still nice and usable, so I'm gonna paint the back first with glue. Get it nice and good. And now we're gonna stick it on. And I'm gonna hold it down a bit as I paint the edges down. Sorry, this is really hard to do. Okay, so far it's sticking. And my green is smearing a bit, but that's okay. It makes it look cool. Okay. Last final touches to make it stay along the edges. And this is our L.I.L's broth bottle. I love it. Okay. So cute. We got 2 bottles down. We're about an hour in. Hopefully we'll be able to get the rest of them. If not, I'll finish them on my own, that type of thing. So now it's time for my favorite ones. And that are these bad boys. These are cute little pumpkin-shaped jars, and this is where the wax sealing comes in a bit more. So what these jars will hold is one of them will hold, I have this jar of like recipes I want to try, and so this is going to become one, and this will become our writing prompt jar, which we draw from at the end of stream. So we'll start with this one. This will be my the recipes one, so it's going to have gold wax on it, and then since it's recipe based and food based, I am going to use the pineapple stamp seal for it. This one, yes. And what's cool about wax seals, and I found with most of them, is that you can like twist them on and off with changeable toppers and stuff, so if you like already have like the main base and you want different toppers, you can just buy the different toppers and stuff. So we're gonna get the label out of the way first with this one. So essentially, we're gonna use this bad boy. And can I do it this way? Probably. Can I include the fox in it? Yes, I can. Okay, hold up. We're putting it this way. Actually, the cork is the same size. Perfect. So, first things first, we are tracing the shape that will be our lovely thing. So we're gonna put the label on the bottom here, just because like I am gonna be putting a whole wax seal on this topper that will leak all over here, and this is just such a weird shape to try and glue on, so the title is gonna go on the bottom. I should show this, haha. Don't judge my cutting skills, please. So we got the little fox in. It is so cute. You want more cute printables, notebooks, whatever? Go to Nomad Moon Magic. This isn't sponsored. I just really like their stuff. Really freaking cute. Okay. Now, since this is so small and I don't want to like try and fit the complicated calligraphy in such a small font, black. Yes. I'm just gonna write it out and then trace over it. So this one will say "Eat Me," and this is an Alice in Wonderland reference. Because we have to do it that way and all that jazz. So yeah. So this is our food one. It will say "Eat Me," and let's glue it on. So glue on the back, put it on, glue on the edges first, and then glue on the whole thing to kind of make sure it stays. So this one says "Eat Me," and then we're going to do the other label for the other bottle too, just so that when I'm wax sealing, I can do all of them at once. So, for this one, I want to include the moon instead. So, that's not my pencil. I hope you guys do like this stream. I'm having fun with it. When I was like really small, I was like obsessively into crafts and just having a blast anytime I got to create something with my hands, which is kind of why I like bullet journaling so much, because I love the idea of being able to create all the time. So I hope you guys do enjoy this stream. It is one of, if you go back on my YouTube channel where all my previous streams are, and first week or so in September, I did a bucket list stream, and one of them was to create ocean bottles. So I thought, let's do a bucket list item on stream since I created the bucket list on stream as well. And then this one, since it will hold writing prompts, by the way, will say write me. Oh, golly gee. Pen? Excuse me. Okay. I'll switch it. I have two just in case. Okay. So it says rate me. It has the moon on it. Very cute. Now for gluing. And I guess, like, if you guys couldn't make, because I wanted to put a supplies list and have you guys make these, like, completely along with me, but some stuff just probably couldn't do it that well, so. So yeah, that's how this is going. Okay. So I couldn't like let the paint dry completely on the stream. Now, I do realize an issue is that I will need to flip these over to get the wax seal on them, and they may become unstuck, but that will be okay because I can reglue them. Okay. Got a little bit of stickiness, but we'll move fast. So this one says eat me, so we will do it first and leave this one like that. I should have had like a stand for them or something. Whatever. Eat me. So this will have some gold wax, which I am going to begin melting off to the side in a place that you guys cannot see because I feel weirdly nervous about melting on screen. This is where I suggest having paper towels because the best way to clean off spare wax is just to kind of take the paper towel and wipe it off. So now I want a lot of wax so that it kind of drips onto the bottle itself. So we're going to do 2 little chunky boys. So I have a lot. Or I may need to do like, we'll see. We'll just do the one big one for now. So that is going to begin melting. And I'm going to let this guy dry more while that melts. Okay. So I'm going to like keep an eye on it while also chatting with you guys. Sorry, I'm good. I'm chill, I promise. Let's talk about reading journal. Okay. So I know usually at the end of each month I do my reading journal setup. It's something very common and for the next coming month. And I have begun as we get closer to the end of the year to make my 2023 reading journal. So I need to do all like the first couple pages that has my personal library, some goals and that type of thing. So I do kind of want to ask you guys as I begin making this. I have like one stream planned in November where I am working on the reading journal with you guys on stream. Do you guys want more streams like that with like working on the reading journal for 2023, or do you just want to like, I can still do it on my own? Because I do have some other fun streams planned for November and I didn't want them to all be the same thing, so I will let you decide. Let me know in the chat, or you can like message me on Instagram and give me your thoughts if you got more. That's that. Ooh, don't want to hit that. So that's how that will go. Okay. After I finish these 2 bottles, I probably will like check the time and we may decide to like, we may need to oh golly gee, what's the word? We may need to just end crafting so we can get to journaling, because I don't want the stream to go on too long. I got a lot of things to do today. I've been so busy this week with like wanting to read the Winter's Promise series, which I think is called the Mirror Visitor series actually. Like the first book's Winter Promise, second book is Missing Claire Ledoux, and third one's like something Babel. But so since I've been so busy reading it, I'm a little behind on a couple things, such as I am in the process of getting a short story of mine published. It got accepted in an online D&D themed magazine called Nat 1 LLC. And so I got an email this week and they're like, hey, we have finished editing your piece. We want you to go in and approve it, or like leave the ones you don't approve of, that type of thing. So I need to work on that today, and then I need to do some more content creation, getting these bottles finished, that type of thing. So I got things to do. Ooh, and speaking of content creation, I should catch you guys up, because I did mention last stream, and I think on Instagram at some point, more in a story, that I am kind of doing each day of the week will have a certain purpose and focus of like what the task that I will try to do and that type of thing. So I've been kind of keeping up with it. This week, since I've been so intent on reading, I haven't been doing as much as like the task itself. Like reading is part of the to-do list items in a sense. Like one of the days is a writing day, and a good way to help me write more is to read and get ideas. My homework day has reading a part of it. My creativity day has reading on it, that type of thing. And so does my cozy day. So like reading's on a lot of these days, so I've been doing it more instead of focusing on important tasks, which is how you tell that I really like a book, is when I will get so freaking absorbed that I can only read. So the wax is almost done melting, guys, I promise. So that's what I've kind of just been reading this week. Haven't worked on much else. I have gotten the things I need done. Like I still did some homework and that type of thing. It's just I need to focus on it. So last night when I finished the second book in the Mirror Visitor series, I was like, okay, don't start the third one till tomorrow. And then today I'm like, you can only read a chapter after you've gotten something on your to-do list done. So that's how that's been. Okay, so wax is melted. If you are using like a metal spoon, careful, it can be hot. So like, be very careful, but let's do this. I want all this wax on here, come on. I want it to drip on the bottle. Okay. I do have a plan. Set this bad boy on. We're going to put some more wax on to melt. So this seal is not going to do its work. Get the design in. And then what I'm going to do with the wax is I'm going to go here along this edge and just kind of pour some wax, because I want it dripping down the candle for sure. So we're getting some more wax melted. This one side started, but it didn't get to finish. So as we're melting more wax, we can continue chatting. It is taking a bit. I do want to get one day those, like, I've seen them on Instagram. They're like specific containers and a specific spoon for melting wax. And it has a spot you can slide the tea light in, start it burning, and then just like set the spoon down on the wax. Because like right now I'm just holding my spoon above the candle. It's been so fun. But yeah. Okay. Leave that there for now. Actually, let's pull this off. Flip this back over so it can dry more. Okay. I need 2 hands for this, so we'll take that off in a bit. So, yeah. But I do like, back to what I was saying about like daily week focus, I do like the idea of the focus, because it has made me be like, okay, I may not want to do this today, and that's okay because I have other things to focus on. And so I'm getting my to-do list done. I don't like, though, like, there's some days I may need to revise or things I need to do because there are tasks that, like, I'm not getting done because the day already passed and I have to wait a whole week before that day comes around again, and I'm just using the excuse of, like, oh, that day's not here yet, so I don't need to do it. So that's an issue with me. And that's so far. And then, oh, on the topic of productivity. So, not this week, but last week's weekly spread on my Instagram, I had the L.I.L method, I think that's what it's called, for my to-do list. So essentially you have, like, the to-do list on one side, and then the other side you have, like, the days of the week, and, like, slots for each of them, right along your to-do list. And then you kind of, like, write in, like, if you worked on the item, if you completed it, if it needs to be moved to next week, etc. And I really liked using that, and I've seen, like, Jashi Corinne use it a lot on her bullet journal spreads and stuff, so I'm like, oh, I really want to use this. I want to get better at using it, so I'm just, like, really in the mood to, like, use it. So for my November lineup, I think that's going to be, like, the first time in forever that I just use the same layout for all the weeks. Not necessarily the same layout, but the same, like, format. Like, I want to use the L.I.L method more because I really freaking like it right now. Okay. I'm going to pop this back in. Got my wax melted. We're just going to kind of pour it down the sides. Give it this gold rim. Okay. I need a bit more wax, but it looks pretty good. Kind of dripping out, so I think I'll do the other half of the jar, and then I should be good. But I don't like how disconnected these look because they do look a little disconnected, so we'll see what I can do to fix that, and if I need to melt even more wax. Okay. Okay. So let's continue our conversation. So I really like this L.I.L method. I'm going to use it for all of November. And my November theme itself, I want it to be quilt patterns because I've done it in so many of the cards and stuff that I'm, like, really obsessed with it, and I want to use it, and I think November is the time to use it. I've just been, like, struggling with the color palette, and I think the quilt pattern itself will also go well with the L.I.L method, and I can kind of use it to, like, do that thing where you, like, highlight every other line and stuff, and kind of also add some flannel to it, so I'm excited about that. So that's going to be fun of what I'm doing. Considering how long this wax has been taken to melt, I will 100% just finish these bottles and then be done with it. Yeah. I'm looking at my other bottles. Oh, I want to do the washi stuff. We'll see. Maybe I'll just do this one and then I'll do the washi one. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you guys want me to finish this bottle or if you want me to do this bottle, which will have a washi tape design on it specifically. So let me know in the comments your thoughts while this wax melts and we keep chatting. Oh, I also want to chat about, because I worked, if you guys go on my Instagram, yesterday I did a decorations reel where I kind of showed you all the spooky decor in my house, because that was another bucket list item, and so I was like, oh, this is something I can show off, it'll look cute. and stuff. And I really hope you guys liked it because I worked so hard on that. Like, I don't always put in as much effort into my reels. There's some days where I'm lazy and I'm like, I'm just gonna take a picture. Or like, there's some like, I put in some effort, I think about how it should look and that type of thing and what sound I should use. But other times I'm just like, I just need a sound that works and I'll just show it to you and that's it. But like, that reel yesterday took so much work. Like, I usually like, I don't feel the need to edit my reels. But that one I was like, I'm gonna edit it, I'm gonna work really hard on it. And that last shot of me like sitting in bed with the book and stuff, it took forever to do. And it stressed me out so much. Because I had to like set the timer, go sit in bed, grab the drink, and make sure like I looked like something was happening and stuff and like hold the book. It was fun, it was crazy, and I'm happy that I was able to do it, but it was difficult. Okay. Waxes almost melt. So yeah. Come on, wax. Almost there. And then, do I have any other thing to talk about? Interesting. Ooh, I am also working on a miniature journal spread. Here, one sec. I'll get to that, I promise. I'll explain. Okay. Yep, that's what happened. Okay. Okay. Cool. So that's how you kind of clean off your thing. Make sure you have a paper towel nearby. If you touch wax, hot wax, it will probably hurt. As you just saw. It shocked me. It is hot. I don't think it'll give me my fingers a slight burning feeling, but not too bad. I do not suggest touching hot wax. But luckily, wax is very easy to deal with, and it will likely just like harden on your fingers, and you'll be able to pull it right off. So, yeah. Okay. From above, this looks adorable. You got the pineapple. Here, I'll bring it up closer. You can see the pineapple and then like the wax melting. So here's the side view. You got some wax melting down the sides. I may add more wax to this later because there are some holes, but I feel like I've spent so much time sealing wax that you guys might be bored of it. So that's that. This looks cute and very important time. So I have the jar, this plain old jar that has all the recipes I want to try in it. So we're gonna take it off, dump out these bad boys, and stuff them in here. Because I feel like that's what needed to be done. So, this is so cute. I'm so excited to use this. See, I have found that if, like, especially when it comes to bullet journaling, if I don't like the way it looks, I will actively ignore it and not use it. And that's just something I do. Like, if my bullet journal does not look good, and I don't like the way the spread looks, like, I will use that spread less. And that's just how I am, so. Okay. Look! Ah! It has all the recipes. It says, "Eat me," with the little fox that's here to tempt you with all the delicious recipes I want to try. This is cute. I love it so much. Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of this. I may still go in and add more wax. We'll see. Also, looking at the time and considering my to-do list, I'm going to wrap it up here actually. We're going to go into chatting mode. And essentially what I'm going to do is I am going to go into get prepared for my writing journal time, journaling journaling time that we do at the end of every stream together, because I really want to do that and get that in, and I got some things to do today. So I hope you guys did like this stream so far. I had fun doing all the things and trying it out, and it's been so much fun and spooky and cool. So I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. And with that in mind, we are going to continue on with this spooky theme. Okay, that is what I want. We're going to continue on with this lovely spooky dooky theme. If you heard the book close, it was this. My pencil case for the month. It's so spooky. I love Halloween. I am wearing like a skeleton shirt, and there are skeletons like on my headband because spooky season. It's great. Okay. Let's go into journaling prompt time. So for today's journaling prompt, I'm going to make it more of a creative process. Just kind of make it like a fall vibes or a Halloween vibes thing. So my dad got me this lovely sticker sheet that I have really only started using for the countdown days, as you can kind of see. So I'm going to use it to create this spread. I got my mild liners. I have a gray, my red, my orange, and my brown, and then I have a black pen. So, and then, we always have to do this because it is a tradition, and October started. We're going to do a little October flip through. Okay, October flip through. It starts here on this page. This is October 1st. It is this page was kind of like a recap for my trip. Here's October 2nd. October 3rd, here's last stream, which is October 8th. So I kind of like this one. I really, if you cannot tell, I'm into these word sparkles. And then here's October 9th. And this is just kind of like a personal journaling goal where I'm going to like go through these things and journal about them. So this is from the 9th, and then this is the 10th right here. So I read something, and then I journaled about it as I read it. And so there are a couple things on here of like things to do and journal about it as I do it. So that's a little personal goal I'm doing on the side right now. Kind of focusing on my spirituality. But today's journaling theme will just kind of be like prompt is going to be just journaling about like spooky season and what you want and like the vibes you want to have during this time. I may also want to do like I may also want to do a kind of like I want to plan a Halloween party, so I may talk about that in here. But we'll just see how it goes. It may just be more artsy, kind of going with the stream's vibe. And then here in the chat, I've just posted all the previous journaling prompts. So if you don't want to kind of do this one and just kind of do Halloween vibe page, you can look at that list and kind of pick out one you want. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to start journaling. I hope you're journaling too. And I'll check back in about 10-ish minutes. Okay, guys, I'm back. If you're still journaling, keep going for it. I'm just gonna, sorry, talk about my spread right here. So, today was just more of a spooky vibes page. Didn't really have much I want to write about, just kind of how the season's going. So I got my, it just says spooky vibes. I got the date up here still because I want to make sure it's there. It's hard to see because it's in a light gray. Down the side here, there are also bone stickers. Let's see here. You can kind of see them better now. But they're all along the edges and stuff. I freaking love this car with these guys in it. There's a kitty in it. I adore this. I have this guy. I wrote Nom next to him because he's eating the tombstone. And then this guy and this guy, I said are my husband because my husband is just this snazzy dazzy and he also drives me everywhere, which is really sweet of him. And then I said these two skelly boys are dating. And then Bones to Wild because that was just a cute thing they had. And then my husband and I, whenever we see the word boo, we'll like just jump at each other. So like at the beginning, I think in September, I got the Halloween Oreos and one of them said boo on it. And so I sent my husband a little video of me just like flipping it over like, oh, Oreos, because it said boo on it. So I kind of had to put that in there of the skeleton saying hi. And then I'll just talk about what I wrote. Happy spooky season with my decor up and my spooky outfit on. I've been working on my spooky bucket list items craft. Today, we made potion bottles and practiced using wax seals and calligraphy. Golly geez, calligraphy hard. We'll finish the bottles later today. Happy Spooktober. So it's just kind of like a little update. And I guess I kind of want to reiterate why I journal. Is this just kind of like, I journal for the sake of like those in the future, my children, my great-grandchildren, my great-great-great-grandchildren. I think I skipped my grandchildren, but they're also in there. So that they can just kind of like learn about who I was, like at the time. And it's also great for me to look back. if we go back to the beginning of this journal, we have this from October 13th, and so this is from just over a year ago. And I do kind of want to read what it says because it was my first entry in this journal, so let's read it. Because it's always fun to just go back and see what you were like. And this is what I was like a year ago, and I got these freaking cute stickers. Look at this guy. He's having the time of his life. Okay, let's read this. Fall is in full force, right? No. It snowed so freaking much on Monday the 11th. Golly gee, what a time. It hasn't snowed yet here. So, that's crazy. So it's been too chilly for all my cute fall outfits. I had to drive in the snow for the first time that day. My coworker followed me home to make sure I got through the snow safely, but didn't tell me until I checked my phone and as I was calling the police. So the story behind that is like, first day driving the snow, I was nervous. So my coworker is like, oh, I'll drive behind her to make sure she gets home safely. And he texted that to me, but didn't verbally tell me. So I thought I was being followed, and I was about to call the police on him, and then I saw his text. So he was sweet. He just forgot to tell me. And then, so I also wrote, snow slowly melting, so maybe by next week we'll be able to go back to fall cozy weather. I'm watching Halloween Town, and it's still just as good as, even with the cheesiness and its older design. The boy in it reminds me a lot of my cousin. Dallin and I made homemade pizza and breadsticks. They were so good, and the dough turned out so well. So I think this was the first time I started baking homemade pizza, which is a recipe I use a lot now. It puffed up well and was light and fluffy. I also made hot cocoa and cookies as a snack with my homework. But I don't want to finish my homework tonight. I might do some other things. I don't know what that word says. I can't read my handwriting. I need to improve it. I want to do more Halloween and fall things. Each day will have their own activities. I have no classes for the rest of this week, so I will mostly catch up on major homework assignments. Maybe cozy up under the purple lights in my room. I'm grateful for Dallin, Grandma Pedersen, stickers, and cookies. So that was this entry. I put the movie I was watching in 5 stars. And I'm just like, it's so cool to like look back and see when stuff happened and what's going on in my life. I do want to tell my coworker about this story again and the day it happened, because I wrote about it in my journal. So that's why I journal. Even if it's small updates like this, it's always fun to look back and see what I was doing a year ago. So sorry about the cough. I promise I'm okay. But that is going to be it for today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. I had so much fun. We made this lovely bottle here that says last words of Oliver Oil. Don't worry, I'll live. And I loved it. I had so much fun making the calligraphy for it. And then this one, which is L.I.L's broth, which will hold hot chocolate. And then we also did this cute little one that has the wax melting on it and the wax seal on top. It says eat me on the bottom. So that's what we did today. I'm going to finish up the rest of the bottles tonight. I will show you them tomorrow on Instagram, so go ahead in there and check it out. If you want to watch this again and start the project with me, sorry, the door opened over there and it startled me. But if you want to do this project with me and kind of like walk through it, you can check this out. It'll stay on stream for like the next week until Twitch kind of deletes it, so go over to my YouTube channel and check it out there. So I will see you guys next week at 2 p.m. and we will be working on my November challenge spread. I know I didn't do a challenge this month, but I will be doing one next month, and it is going to be crazy. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Bye!